Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and today I am recapping the Friday Night Smackdown that took place June 28th, 2024, and it took place in Madison Square Garden in New York City. So we are on the road to Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is taking place in Toronto next Saturday. So be sure to check that out. You can stream it on Peacock. That's what I'm probably going to be doing. But anyways, let's get started. But before we start, you can see that my good friend Canadian Yorker, my co-host, my co-friend, Canadian Yorker, won't be joining me tonight. So you will see him for the next broadcast, which is going to be this Tuesday. But let's get started with this Friday Night SmackDown. Intensity is really rising high come Money in the Bank. So a couple more qualifying Money in the Bank matches. So, excuse me, let's get started. So, we start off with the Bloodline driving up, getting out of the car. Paul Heyman basically wants to know where Jacob Fatu is. Obviously, we saw the WWE debut of Jacob Fatu, which this guy's an absolute beast. He's literally a dangerous man. And then Solo Sikoa just slapped Paul Heyman on the shoulder, and then the Bloodline made their way to the ring. But before they can get there, they see the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens arriving at the arena. And then they came out and started to brawl with the Bloodline, with Kevin Owens taking out Tonga Lola with a senton through the table, and General Manager Nick Aldis with a bunch of security trying to calm things down. But then the baby faces are left in the ring while the Bloodline fall back. The baby faces want to fight the Bloodline, but then takes out Nick Aldis security. Nick Aldis goes back to the backstage, has no choice but get the he managed to get the NYPD to get involved. So he literally called a bunch of police officers from the NYPD to handle it. And nonetheless, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton were escorted out of the arena. So it's shown them entering a vehicle and the vehicle leaving the arena. So that's the opening segment, and oh my god, tensions are rising. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton in a six-man tag team match against, I believe it's going to be Solo, Tonga, and Lola. I think. I'm not sure. Jacob might be the third person. We don't know. But what a opening segment. The Bad Blood. People are saying, oh, Kevin Owens has been fighting the Bloodline for 4 years now. They just gotta break it right there. I agree, man. But that's the opening segment. So moving on to the first match of the Friday Night SmackDown, we got Candace LaRae versus Jade Cargill versus my girl right here, Tiffany Stratton, in a triple threat match. Winner goes on to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'm thinking to myself, oh please, Tiffany time needs to win this. I was wearing the shirt while watching SmackDown. I was representing Tiffy time right the fuck here, man. It's like my girl gotta win right here. It was a great match. Obviously, Bianca Belair got involved. And then Nia Jax actually came out. Nia Jax, we've seen a tease between a tag team with Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. And I'm saying, oh, if that happens, they're going to be unstoppable. And it looks like Tiffany Stratton came through to Nia Jax, and Nia Jax coming to Tiffany's aid to watch Tiffy time kick that ass, baby. But then Indy Hardwell comes out of nowhere to attack Cargill. LaRae takes an advantage, but Tiffany cuts her off, knees up top. Tiffany Stratton hits the prettiest moonsault ever, baby. It was beautiful. On Candace LaRae, Tiffany Stratton defeats Candace LaRae and Jade Cargill. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm fucking talking about. It's Tiffy time, and the whole universe does revolve around you, baby. Tiffany Stratton with the big win. Please, Triple H, if you watch this video, please let my girl win the Money in the Bank briefcase. It can't be that bitch Chelsea Green, man. I will not stand. I won't stand if Chelsea Green wins. Like, oh my god. Um, but Tiffany Stratton with the win. Fuck all the people saying that she only won by with help. It technically was Indy Hardwell that got involved. Nia Jax just didn't do anything. That's the thing. I hate when people say that Tiffany won with help, but technically Nia Jax didn't do anything. All she did was laugh at Jade Cargill, and then Bianca got involved, and then it was really Indy Hardwell that came out of nowhere to attack Candace LaRae, and that's when Tiffany took advantage. So if you think about it, it was all Indy Hardwell's fault. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton is moving on to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Let's fucking go. She better fucking win it, please, Triple H. But anyways, moving on to the next match. We got LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Santos Escobar. Men's in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. There was some shit going on. Basically, so Kevin Owens, Orton, and Cody got kicked out of Madison Square Garden. And that's when Paul Heyman asked, Solo where Jacob Fatu is, and Paul Heyman said, he's not here, But moving on to the LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Santos Escobar. So a lot of bad blood between LA Knight and Logan Paul. Logan Paul, this was an interesting match because we saw the New York Knicks lose to the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs, in the NBA playoffs. So basically, we see who was it? I think it was one guy on the Knicks and it was one guy on the Pacers. And yeah, the Logan Paul brought out one of the Pacers basketball players, and Logan Paul did try to win. Logan Paul did try to use the brass knuckles, but it didn't work. Obviously, Logan Paul and Santos Escobar did team up for a bit in this match. Going into this match, I honestly felt like Santos could have won because, knowing LA Knight and Logan Paul have hatreds, like a lot of hatreds towards each other. I thought maybe that would be distraction. Santos takes advantage and wins the match. But then that's when the brass knuckles got involved. Logan Paul was trying to get the brass knuckles from the Pacers player, but then the Knicks player stepped up. I honestly don't remember the names, guys. Sorry if you're a Knicks or a Pacers fan. But then that got distracted, and it was cheating after cheating. Logan Paul tried to roll up LA Knight with a roll up, and then it just got reversed. LA Knight gets the pitfall on Logan Paul with a handful of tights. So he did hold on to Logan Paul's tight to get the pin. LA Knight defeats Logan Paul and Santos Escobar to qualify the Money in the Bank. So yeah, LA Knight is going to the ladder match, and yeah, guys, that means Logan Paul is gonna screw over LA Knight. That's got to be the only possible outcome is Logan Paul is going to get involved and cost LA Knight the match, building up a United States title between the two at SummerSlam. So that's going to be great to see. And I just want to give a huge shout out to the great Wild Samoan Sika Ataga, whatever his name is, Roman Reigns' father. He passed away, so condolence to Roman Reigns' family. So yeah, that's just that. But moving on to the next match, we got another women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Triple threat. We got Blair Davenport, who hasn't really done anything since she came to Smackdown, versus Indy Hardwell versus Naomi. It was a great match. I kind of missed... Oh yeah, Fox was horrible. Fox kept going blank in my screen. So that was fun, basically. But yeah, this was a great game. Not game. This was a great match. I could have seen Indy win, but knowing Indy's a heel, and Naomi's a great, like I said, I didn't really watch the match because my stream was a bitch. So basically, I just saw that Naomi won. So yeah, Naomi won with a sunset flip on Indy Hardwell to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. So Naomi is going to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view ladder match. Wow. So Naomi getting the job done. Like I said, didn't really watch the match because my stream was a bitch. So. But moving on, we got the Bloodline. So SmackDown was pretty short. I mean, as SmackDown has been short all these times. So the Bloodline. By the way, DIY will have a championship match next week against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Like I said, I say this again. Austin Theory is turning face. So those who are Austin Theory haters, I hate to tell you. So moving on to the next segment, which hopefully is just the main event. It's not really a match. The Bloodline makes their entrance. Paul Heyman tries to make his big introduction, but then he gets interrupted by Solo. And Solo is just pulling a Roman saying, Madison Square Garden, acknowledge me. That just pissed off, Paul Heyman. And then Solo said he wants to introduce the newest member of the Bloodline, the Samoan werewolf, his enforcer, Jacob Fatu. And if you guys don't know, earlier in the show, Solo told Paul Heyman that Jacob wasn't there, so practically Solo lied to Paul Heyman. And then Solo requested Tama Tonga to step forward to acknowledge him, and then Tonga Lola, and then Jacob. And then that's when he asked Paul Heyman to acknowledge him and tries to put the tribal chief Lee out. But then Paul Heyman, like, he's been through a lot, he's hesitant. Paul Heyman said that he loves Solo, but then he steps up and defends himself and said that he is not his tribal chief. That pop was awesome, man. He throws the lay down, and then Solo Samoan Spike takedowns Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman just gags, and then Solo screams at him and orders Jacob to go on the top rope, and then the Jacob Fatu hits with a diving headbutt to Paul Heyman, and the guy did the triple powerbomb, which was a move made by the Shield, so they're copying Roman's old faction. And poor Paul Heyman at 58 years old, man. And then that's pretty much the show. Paul Heyman gets absolute destroyed, and I'm interested to see how the storyline goes. Paul Heyman obviously is going to take a rest, so we could see him come back with Roman when Roman returns, or he could request a trade to go see Jey Uso over on Raw. So we have to see what happens. But condolence to Paul Heyman, man. That's a big rip. If those who thought that Paul Heyman was just gonna stay on Soul's side, that's just a big rip. I had a feeling that Paul Heyman was gonna switch sides. He's gonna be on Roman's side once Roman Reigns return. So basically that's what I saw. But that's the show. But before we do so, I just want to give a huge shout out and condolence to Kayla Braxton, who is a backstage, interviewer, and she's been through everything in WWE. She's been through in WWE. I think 8 years she's been in WWE. But Kayla Braxton, this was her last WWE show. Cody Rhodes off air gave her the biggest condolence ever. Thank you, Kayla, for everything you've done. I tip my hat to a legend. Expect Kayla Braxton to be in the Hall of Fame. And I wish you all the best of whatever you're doing next. Good luck to everything. Good luck to you. We're going to miss you, Kayla. And be sure to show Paul Heyman some love. If you all know Paul Heyman's and Kayla Braxton's funny segments, they seem to have a good relationship. That just sucks that Paul Heyman gets destroyed the same night it's Kayla Braxton's last WWE appearance. So condolence to Kayla Braxton. We're gonna miss you. Thank you for everything you have done for WWE. We're gonna miss you. Good luck to your future endeavors. Whatever you start to do with your life. Good luck, congratulations. We're gonna miss you. But in terms of grading of the show, I give this show a A minus. I really like this show. It was short, but I like this show because my girl Tiffany won her match. She better fucking win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I can't stand Chelsea Green. People are like, Chelsea Green deserves it. Fuck no. But I give this show a minus. It was awesome. Um, but that would do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bruin Steele. My friend Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel will be in the description of this video. As you can tell, he couldn't make it tonight. Be sure to check out our wrestling channel, which is WWE Wrestling Bros. The YouTube link will also be in the description as well. And if you are new, be sure to like, subscribe. Check out my channel, Canadian Yorker channel, and our wrestling channel. All the links will be in the description as well. Well, not my channel, but yeah, you get it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday night. Yes, I said Sunday night. I apologize for the late video. But anyways, I'm getting off here. I will see you for a double broadcast this Tuesday because me and Canadian Yorker got the Monday Night Raw broadcast, and then we're gonna make our Money in the Bank. We're making our Money in the Bank predictions. So we have to see how that goes. I think we still got one men's spot and one woman. So we'll see what happens because I think we won't know who will be the last spot in the next week's Smackdown. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm out of here.